Okay, so next up, I want to talk a little bit about some things that are actually lists but don't look like lists. Specifically, tibbles and data frames. So let's create a list that looks like this. Alright, I'll just copy and paste again. Notice that I've got a list that has two things, pet and count. So I might be wanting to say, I actually own 3 cats and 1 dog. Each of the two objects inside this list, pet and count, has the same length. And what I'm secretly wanting to say is that the first element of pet and the first element of count are related to each other in some sense of the word. Tibbles and the related construct data frame make that explicit. They are in fact under the hood secretly lists, but they're lists that you force to look rectangular shape. So if I will probably have to go library tibble to give myself access to tibbles, and then I'll go like this, copy and paste. I have this tibble, and I'm just going to call this TBL over here, so clear that, TBL. This is under the hood. It is exactly the same thing, almost exactly the same thing as a list which contains two objects, and those two objects are pet and count. And so I can do things like use the double indexing, the double brackets to pull out the first thing. A single bracket gives me a tibble with only the first object, which is the column. So what I'm trying to get at really is that tibbles are secretly lists of variables. In fact, you can even do stuff like this and go as list TBL, and we'll coerce our tibble back into a list, and you get the original thing. The same is true for data frames, which are basically the same thing as tibbles, but in base R rather than in tidyverse. And data frames have some quirky behaviors that I am trying to conceal for this introductory class. There's a lot more I can say about how to work with tibbles and data frames, and will do so in a later video, but for now, the main thing I want you to get out of this is that the underlying data structure for data frames and for tibbles is secretly basically the same kind of thing as a list. That's it. Okay, so we'll stop this one there.